This is Sydney Winston with Reason Speak on the Sydney Winston Reason Speak YouTube channel. Welcome everybody to the party. I don't know if it's going to be a party, but what it is going to be is a damn good laugh at Christianity. And Christians in particular. Now, what is it with these damn Christians? What is it with them? I think Christianity does one thing to its followers. Christians, through Christianity, are indoctrinated to not think. I think that's a headline for a stream, which I should have thought of for this one, but I didn't. So good. We'll have a headline for another stream upcoming. The primary reason, of course, for this stream is to congregate together like this. See? I'm in here alone, no other atheists, but hopefully, if not today, and if not tomorrow, or the next day, at some point, we will be a hub of rational atheists. Well, that's kind of my goal. That's my let's do that sort of moment. But I want to start off with this guy here. You might some of you might actually recognize him. Right. Now, this is really not just a oh yeah, it is. This is is this the latest from Jason? I'm not sure, but let's kind of get into it and see how it works out.
Scooby-Doo. Where are you, Scooby-Doo? And this is a watermelons. This is a watermelons. Her face was right. Her face was right in the camera. That was really cool. Hey, watermelon. Hi, baby girl.
Okay.
What
this
are
is
you
gonna
thinking,
be with
watermelon?
commentary,
Huh?
I think.
What's your deal?
Who's Jason talking to?
She's a beautiful
cat.
girl, though. She's been really cuddly with me, like
About the
since
cat.
since the boys left.
Very
She's been
personal
very
stuff.
cuddly. I ain't asking really for anything, but if people want to give, we need like toilet paper and stuff.
What? Did I hear Jason say we need toilet paper? And he has no means. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm getting my laughing face on here. Hold on a sec. Oh, something's afoot here with Jason, and I don't want to miss it. I didn't really, I wasn't really prepared to come online, to come on camera, but fuck, how can I not with this, there we go, whatever. Even more whatever. Let me remove the dishes away. There we go. somewhat all right. Oh, I've got a better idea. I'm going to move myself to... What's the weather today? It's rainy today. Yeah, so because it's rainy, I'm going to move out into the greenhouse. There we go. Just getting my lighting figured out. On the fly. Lighting on the fly. Okay, so begging for money for toilet paper. Okay, well, here's the deal. If it's okay to beg for money for toilet paper, then surely... Hold on, let me get into my spiel myself here. Just wait for it. So if it's okay to beg for toilet paper, for Jason to beg for toilet paper, then it's okay for me to beg for household supplies. I need paper towel. I'm almost out of paper towel. I have no paper towel. Soon I'll have no paper towel. And they're only, folks, paper towel is only, it's only, I don't know, man, $9 for a big, huge, massive, maybe $12 for a big, huge paper towel. I won't have to buy paper towel for a long time. So please, if you can help me out with some paper towel, that would be tremendous of you. I would just love you if you could just see yourself to gifting me some paper towel, folks. It's not a lot to ask for. It's only paper. It's I know it's only paper towel, folks, but you know, when you don't have paper towel, most people just take having paper towel for granted. But folks, we really need paper towel. I really need paper towel. If you want to donate to my situation, to improve my situation, so that I at least have some paper towel in my life, please see the link, the donation link below in the description area. How did I do? Seriously, how did I do? All right, fucking toilet paper.
So if you want to give that, it would very much help. Yeah, I know his name is Yee. I know. Hi, Nerdy and Spicy.
Yee.
Dude. No, I got to talk about him, though. I do have to talk about him.
About Kanye West now. All right, let's see. I like that other background better.
Well, yeah, it is always something because it's
Rainy
like,
Cafe.
it's called living costs, you know?
Which one is it?
Splash some water on the bum. I look seriously unwell? Yeah, I know.
I found it before. Snowy Cafe. Oh, there we go.
Shannon's unwell as well.
Yeah, Rizla, I saw that Street Fighter 6 came out, apparently. I was going to watch Maximilian Dude and see what he thought about it.
Is it going to crash my car? No, it didn't.
Sell a kidney? Maybe.
I like that one better, don't you?
I love my tie-dye, too.
Get to the point there, Jason.
You're wearing tie-dye right now.
Huh?
You're wearing tie-dye right
Yeah, that's why they said it, honey.
He starts off with a, please send us some toilet paper. Some
Oh,
money
it's in
for some
beta
toilet
right
paper.
now, is it? That's okay. Interesting. Gavin's doing good. He just hasn't been around right now. You know?
He's in hiding.
This man is a
All right, so
con artist.
we need to talk about Kanye West. We really do.
And an idiot. Let's find out. And also,
How long ago was
let's
it?
all have it.
A few months ago.
Let's see.
Yeah,
what we know
it's
about
months,
Kanye
I
West.
guess, or maybe longer than that. I signed up for Trump's social media, which is, I think it's called Freedom Social. I think that's what it was called. So I signed up from that to that because I thought that would be a good venue for me to be able to actually talk again. Like, because the way things are now after Alex Jones and the truther stuff has been basically, you can't do it. You have to be on your own platform to do it. That's not even the point. The point is that it felt like a place that I could actually go and talk about issues. As soon as I got there, the posts that I saw were that type of stuff that Yee is talking about right now, that Kanye West is talking about. The conservative movement, unfortunately, has a seedy underbelly of these people that...
All right. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here. This is... he's only a quarter way through his this clip. So, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to predict that before he hits the end, in other words, like a 20-minute mark or so, he will have mentioned Jesus.
Well, God, I using that terminology, but when you look at what they believe, it really is the same thing. So, when you have this guy now, one of the biggest stars in history, there's no doubt about that. Kanye West is one of, if not the most prolific artist within the last 30 years. He's one of them. Okay?
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Sid.
How you doing?
I'm doing good today.
You know, watching the live stream?
No.
Well, all right. Well, let me share the link with you so that you can at least see it while it's. There you go.
It's from what, years ago, right? Reason speak.
No, this is probably from just a little while, from an hour ago or something. 2 hours ago.
Where from where? On your YouTube channel?
On Revelation News' YouTube channel.
Pardon me?
On Jason's YouTube channel.
I don't know who that is.
Shani and Jason?
See, I know who Shani is, but I don't know who Jason is.
Well, Jason's Shani's slave.
Oh. I've been watching important stuff, like this basketball player.
Yeah,
That-
fuck that.
that Joe Biden
We're watching Jason right now, so we'll get back to the basketball player afterwards. All right?
Okay.
Okay. So here we're gonna carry on.
He's really giving these ideas traction, and these ideas he's really put out there.
He's talking about Kanye West.
But when I got on Freedom Social, my first post was, I'm not going to sit around with a bunch of neo-Nazis around me and pretend it's not.
And he just called Trump's Truth Social Freedom Social. And on Freedom Social, he's just said his first post is, I'm not going to be around with stick around with this platform if there's Nazis on it or something. Dumbass.
Happening. There's anti-Semitism on this platform, and it's disgusting. I was banned immediately from that. So the two political ideologies have gone so far to their respective sides, the left with the wokeness and the right now with just open white supremacy, you got two extremes, and I don't see how that gets better, to be honest. I really don't see how that situation gets any better.
Okay, yeah, he's talking about white supremacy. Does that
Right.
man not project white supremacy?
I hope not.
Look at him.
Cause of, yeah, yeah, he's
Listen to
really
him.
threatening, right?
Yeah, he's so entitled.
Him and his trailer.
He's hitting all the the, the the vulnerable points of people. Oh, you know.
Well,
Oh, if he anything he mentions that he supports that's woke, he feels people might go to their computer and donate toilet paper to them.
he probably ain't even qualified to clean the toilets at the ADL.
Maybe not, but listen to this guy.
Better. If you want to help out with some toilet paper and stuff like that, my PayPal is @RevDude. @RevDude is my PayPal if you want to help us out get toilet paper. So honestly, I feel an obligation because I was in the truth community for a long time. I had a pretty big show and that stuff.
I'm a prophet.
This end of conservatism needs to be exposed for what it is. It's not conservatism. It's not the Republican Party. I mean, Americans fought fascists. They fought Nazis. And I've always been on that side in terms of what I believe. I am totally with getting rid of fascists and fascist ideology. And part of fascist ideology at this point, it just goes hand in hand with it, is anti-Semitism. It's a part of it. So when you hear Kanye, some people like to call it dog whistling, but he's thrown out the dog whistle. He's just literally, no, Jews are this and that and blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's crazy. So I want to come out and totally just condemn it and say that it has no place in American politics because we fought Nazis. We fought.
I wonder how long between. He's trying to get through this as quickly as possible to get to the next, to the next point where he can ask people for money for toilet paper, because he's already done it twice.
Them. You get what I'm saying? I mean, apparently he's running for president and stuff, which is it's hilarious. It's hilarious to me that he thinks that he could get that he could get 2 votes with the type of stuff he's saying. Now, maybe 2, like Nick Fuentes will vote for him, probably. Maybe David Duke would vote for him. But I mean, it's unbelievable, and it needs to be talked about more. Like, it's kind of interesting that with all of these, you can't say this word, you can't say that word. Well, I'm going to tell you that in this case, that's very bad, because you're supposed to. If you see something like this, it's like being in 1930-something Germany, and you're seeing this being said. And you're just going to stand there and be like, yeah, well, there's always people that have believed this stuff.
'30s Germany.
The guilt. The guilt with the incel is 1930s Germany.
Okay, so if he was okay, look at him firstly, and if he
Right.
was in 1930s Germany, would he actually be fighting against the white supremacists?
He'd that
really think so?
motherfucker. He'd have a brown shirt on
Yeah,
tonight.
he's got a brown jacket on. Look at him.
Yeah.
So-
That's a bad.
So he's a white
pretend work
supremacist
jacket.
who is trying to be woke, anti-white supremacist, in order to tug on the heartstrings of woke people who will send him money for toilet paper. How soon do we have to wait to get back to the toilet paper?
And
The
blah blah
SS
blah.
would they'd sterilize him right away. Both of them.
No, it's a serious thing, and you know, it's in the news from time to time. You see mosques that are attacked, or and in this case synagogues, and they just burn down synagogues and stuff. It's horrible, and all of this
Okay, so what he's doing as a white supremacist, he's appealing to the woke community for toilet paper. That's essentially what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen, and Thomas.
the demonization of the Jewish people definitely comes from this stuff, and it there's no check on it. Do you understand what I mean? All of these conservative radio show hosts, they really did try and steer him away from going like full on Nazi, but he's like, no, man, no, I like Hitler, I like. It's insane. So, does he really have a chance in any kind of primary thing? I don't think so, because what it's going to be is you're going to have a very small section, and when I say small, it's extremely small segment of the Republican Party that goes along with alt-right type people, and they'll vote for him. Do you realize how little support that is? And Trump is, forget it. There's not a single Republican that I can see that's going to support Trump in any meaningful way. So the
So what's your
Republican Party
solution,
is pretty
Jason?
much, I mean, for the next maybe 10 years probably, they're done pretty much, you know?
How about you, Jason? What are you going to be doing for the next 10 years? Why don't you talk about that instead?
But yeah, I just want to say that I totally condemn everything that's come out of the mouth of Ye West. Ye? Do I have to call him Ye? I guess I do.
Condemns everything.
I mean, it's just the end of his name. It's Kanye. So,
He makes
Whatever.
a fucking deal of it.
but that's that. I got it. It just has to be condemned completely.
Yeah.
280 which is nothing but a pig. Okay, that's great.
You have to be an anti-racist, or else you're a racist.
I didn't know it was rubbing the mic. Sorry.
Have a shower, dude. Jesus Christ.
And where does this man live?
Wanna talk
He
about
lives
Trump
in-
organization being found guilty?
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and they're not chatting about this at all. It's all run, run,
Pennsylvania.
run, and $6 a pack is better than $15 a pack for cigarettes, and so it's like what? Yeah, that's another thing I could bring up. So all these legal cases against Trump are mounting, and they actually had a decision recently, an actual decision, saying, yeah, you engaged in fraud.
You know, I've always prided myself in using this man, Jason, as my primary source for news, current events, stuff that's happening. You know, the facts. Here's some facts.
Like tax fraud. So,
Conspiracy, too.
huh?
He got conspiracy. They got conspiracy.
They got conspiracy?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
14 counts, all guilty.
Oh, Shanny's got the...
Yeah, Trump will be going to jail probably. Nerdy and spicy.
He's a veteran too. He fought against the Nazis.
So there's that
Still
too.
fighting against them.
I mean, good luck. I don't know what the Republican Party is going to look like, man. I really don't. I don't have a clue what it's going to look like.
What's the size of your next toilet paper donation going to look like?
Rubbing the mic again. It's like, what the fuck? You think he likes Tekken, Rizla? He might.
What kind of audience do they accrue?
People like me.
I
who
paid
just wanna
taxes
have
when I
fun
made money.
and
I always paid my taxes.
and watch them with their performance art because that's entertaining.
It's a
Shanny
modern,
called me a
it's a
rebound.
modern
Okay.
freak
It's a
show.
modern day reality
Boardwalk.
show.
I don't know.
It's a boardwalk freak show.
Some rebound. You lasted 5 years, man.
I look musty. I don't know, maybe.
Have a shower. That's what I said.
I feel musty.
That's okay. I feel musty too.
Yeah, I'm sure she said that when I was in jail. Yeah, because
I
that
can remember that.
that was pretty much. It was over, dude. I'm sure she said a lot of shit.
Do we have some narcissism here?
We have absolute
Doesn't matter.
narcissism there.
Baloney.
Me, myself, and I.
A 5-year
Oh,
plan. I'll let you
Jesus.
know what
Okay,
it is when I
Jesus.
got one.
Oh, yeah,
fuck
they got Jesus. Gotta have Jesus.
Yeah, fuck
Well-
Jesus. Just me, myself, and I. In my. in
Yeah,
my
I know the sound is
dominatrix.
scratchy. I don't know what's going on with the
Shan.
phone, man. I don't.
I bring it up, it'll bring it up on the TV
Yeah.
show. Most, yeah, because you had it on your TV. Honest. And I know what it looked like.
Thank you.
The food in jail wasn't too bad, actually.
Convict.
That's funny.
You look like a guy who could have a
Cabin
shower
Jedi.
and apply for a
Mhm.
job and get one.
Yeah,
You know what? I've got a story to tell you. I was in the grocery store a few months back, and as I was walking down the dairy aisle or the whatever aisle, there was a guy stocking frozen goods or whatever, and I was going really slowly because I was just looking at things and prices and whatnot. And I heard somebody come up to this guy and say, how does a guy like you end up in a position like this? And the response from the guy who was loading up loading up the freezer, he says, "Oh, become a junkie, and you'll end up here." So, what I'm saying is, no matter who you are, there is a spot for you in some grocery chain or some company that has a policy of leniency towards those who have a shady past and stuff like that. He can't sit there and say that he does not, in any way, he have any chance of finding a job because of his past. What do you think of that? Oh, you're still talking?
yeah, I've got other stuff here happening.
Oh,
too.
all right. I'm just going to carry on.
I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Alrighty. No, we just carry on.
Shanny said you were a rebound from Chris. Whatever. Whatever, man. Here's my panhandle arm. It's working, and I got my imaginary pan in here. Get what I'm saying?
They want us to fight. We could fake fight for them. I don't know if I have the energy though.
You see, it's all
Thanks.
performance
You're
art.
an
They want
asshole. I hate
people
you.
want them to fight.
I can't even fake it. It
That are watching.
traumatizes me so
I
bad.
know,
I
right?
can't even fake it.
I love you, baby.
I love you too.
It's like they've just spent all their energy. They're done.
It's just too much, man. It's too much. So,
What do you mean it's too much?
again, if you want to help out with some toilet paper and
Toilet
stuff,
paper.
my PayPal is at RevDude.
Okay, so
REV.
toilet paper, there was 3 times. Toilet paper. I only asked for paper towel once. Once. That's it. He's asked for toilet paper 3 times. Who's the better man?
UDE. Kanye needs to definitely seek mental help, and that's coming from a person that
Look at stalking. What is his interest? Excuse me, I just lost my earbud. What is his interest in Kanye and Kanye's mental health when this guy has mental health issues? He does not deny them. But why does he say that Kanye West has to seek mental health assistance when this guy Jason has mental health issues and will not seek assistance? Lazy bastard.
He's got to be relevant.
No, he's just a lazy cunt. That's it.
I understand, but he's looking for something to give his life purpose.
He can
Be
get it if
relevant.
he just goes to sign up for disability or caring. Look, G-Man said he could go and literally get paid money to care for Shani. It's all they got to do is go to the disability people and actually apply for it. And they're so fucking lazy they won't.
Yeah, be a caretaker. Well, they're probably on some government assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Section 8 housing, if nothing else.
Yeah.
needs it too.
No, they're not on any government assistance right now, as far as I. Excuse me. As far as I can tell, they are living in Jason's uncle's house or something. So they're not being
That
assisted.
looks like a mobile home. I'm looking at my ceiling behind him.
Well, I don't know what it is, but he's living there for free
Right.
for now, until the uncle has had enough of him, or will have had enough of him.
But he really needs to think about the things that he's believing. And I see people go like, when I do this
You
thing
too,
with
Jason.
my neck, they're like, "Oh, he's lying." Then it's so fucking insane.
Jason, you need to think about the things that you believe, like the mythical Jesus. You actually believe it. Don't let me go there. I don't want to go there.
I want you to know that I do this because I have constant indigestion. I'm battling indigestion all the time. So that's what that is.
Okay. Remember when Shady was dying? She was dying. Oh, I'm dying. Everything's getting wrong. My body, I can't move. I just want a place to rest my head so I can go to Jesus and be happy and get out of it. I hate this life. Right, that we've seen that often. She's happy now. Or in the video she made earlier on her Twitch channel, she was happy. Him and actually Jason and Shani were having a laugh together. Ha ha ha. There was no illness. There was no near death stage 4 anything. These guys are performance artists and they con artists. But one thing they are is artists. Not the good type. Not at all. 3 minutes to go.
From booze? No, it's not. My God. Ugh.
They're idiots. Just keep that in mind.
Akuma. Yeah, Akuma's OP, man. He's really good.
What's a Guma?
Okay. You hook me up with a few bucks or something? All right.
There we
Hi,
go.
Jules.
4.
Okay. I said hi to you personally. There you go. So could you hook me up?
Did you hear that? He says, hi, person in the
Yeah.
chat. I said hi to you, so could you please send me some money?
So
You know
you're the
what?
person, huh?
If it works, what the fuck? I'm going to try it. I've tried it with a paper towel. I want to see if I get any paper towel money. And how much I get for my paper towel versus how much he gets for his toilet paper.
Have you thought about OnlyFriends and doing like news shows?
They've done that.
I'm talking about you.
Me?
Yeah. See what kind of audience you'd get. I'd be afraid of anybody that'd pay.
Well, you know, it's kind of lucrative.
Be like a government sting, just to smell people out.
No, I find I make quite a bit through my OnlyFans. It's, you know, it's not anything I let out publicly that I have an OnlyFans, but it's
Right.
amazing what people. Let's just carry on. Let's just carry on with Jason here.
Jared Leto.
He's asked for toilet paper money 5 times. 4 or 5. I've lost count.
C. Rizla.
Baby, won't it be nice to lay on my butt butts?
Huh?
Wouldn't it be nice to lay on my butt butts?
Yeah, I would like to lay on your butt.
Now they're talking sex. Sexual.
Okay.
I wish Gavin was here so I could cuddle with him.
Yeah, I don't know where Gavin is.
He's in hiding.
My opinion on e-beggars is that they should be allowed to e-beg. It's not against the law, man.
It's not against the, so, your opinion on e-beggars is that they should be allowed to
Oh
e-beg?
boy.
Yeah, I guess. But to scream and shout.
Well,
when nobody
right
gives you
now,
any money is crazy.
There's just I can't do a show right now. There's and I don't have any equipment really to do it anyway. So not right now.
Now.
Yeah, I know
This is gonna go
esophageal
together.
cancer from the heartburn. That's
Yes.
true. I know.
Seconds.
How can you?
Okay. Thanks for the sniping. Do. I ain't allowed.
Okay, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Are you ready for some more though? No, Jason. Jason, we're done with. I'm done with Jason.
Have you heard about them President Brandon trading a Marine for a woke basketball player?
Yes, yes. No, he traded a basketball player for a Russian killer and left the Marine in jail in Russia.
Right. I misspoke rather than trade. I meant betrayed.
Yeah, yeah, I know about it.
A decorated Marine
Yeah.
for a woke basketball player who would
Yeah.
not stand for the national anthem.
Lesbian too.
Yeah, lesbian woke basketball player. Wouldn't
So
stand
what if
for,
what's the
would not
lesbian?
stand for
The
the
guy,
national.
the guy that's in jail for trying to mass murder Americans is gay too. So what's the difference?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, is he? Oh, well, good.
There
Well,
you
good.
go. Yeah. Now where does your argument stand?
Well, the
Hey,
Russia,
Oscar's
like
here. Hey, buddy.
Russia, everybody knows how much Putin liked homosexuality. He's a big fan of it.
How you doing, infidels?
I am fine, demon.
Hi, Tom. How you doing, my man? Are you good? Yeah.
I'm doing good today.
Excellent.
Did
Excellent.
you hear about our president betraying a Marine for a basketball player?
Really? No.
Yes, this basketball player. She got arrested trying to smuggle hash into Russia and is facing 9 years in the gulag. And President Biden, they've had a Marine over there accused of espionage for 3 years or something like that. And they took her before they got the Marine out, traded him for a Russian arms dealer that's responsible for tens of thousands of deaths in Africa. Yeah. There's a movie based on it, a Nicolas Cage movie called Gods of War, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
So the
Yeah, it's based
Marine, the Biden, President Biden of the United States of America. Let me rephrase that. President Joe Biden of the Christian United States of America left a United States Marine in a Russian jail who has been there for years in exchange for an athlete who has been in jail for just a few months.
You know that she refused to stand for the national anthem. So you got to put it all in context.
Who cares? She's a human being. Fuck the national anthem.
It means a lot because
No, it means nothing. It means nothing. Human rights has got nothing to do with the national anthem.
she
Excuse me
stood
for
for
saying so. You should
I'll
know.
guarantee you she stood for the Russian national anthem when she had to listen to it every
Okay, well,
morning.
if you can if you can provide proof, then I'll believe you. But if you're guaranteeing me, then I'm going to say you're lying.
No, it's their policy. So I've heard.
So you've heard.
And also soldiers technically are expendable in the hierarchy. Okay, we're just fucking pawns, right?
Oh,
So
I
I
know,
don't.
but that's what it means to be a soldier, really. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, but when you kill a hell of a lot of people and then you succeed in a mission, you are a hero, right? So it depends. It depends.
Exactly.
Depends.
That's exactly true.
That's what I'm saying. You're poor. If you make a good move, then you do good. If you do a bad move, then you are.
to do that much more.
Yeah. So I got more that I was looking at today. What we got here? You know this guy?
Oh yeah, Catholic, something Canadian Catholic.
Canadian
or something like
Catholic. That's it.
Right.
So I was thinking maybe we could have a quick check at that.
Did you colorize or
That
the
particular
video?
one, yeah. but there's this guy. He's disappeared off the scene. But just listen to what a piece of shit he is.
How can you lack belief in something that you
I've
can't
got to go
define?
for a minute.
My problem
All right.
is
I'll get that one.
that I was waiting for someone else to define what God they believed in, and then
Try the
decide
volume
whether I
of the source.
whether I lacked belief in it or not. I personally,
You have no volume.
No, you have no volume on your source. You have to change the thing from what's the name?
What do you mean I have no volume?
The volume of the clip,
Yeah.
no volume. So
You can't-
that means
there's no sound at all.
no, that means it's in your source. You know, you got 3 tabs on that
Yeah.
over here.
So what are you saying? What am I doing wrong?
What you're doing wrong is that you're. Let me see if I can see my.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear it now?
yeah, that there was no coherent definition of God. So my issue then
No,
becomes
you know your audio settings at the top of where that clip is or in OBS, right? You go output, right, and then you and plus something else. Sorry, it's a solo or output plus output.
In what? In properties?
Yeah. Properties or properties of the
Okay, capture method.
no of the it's the audio track on that clip.
All right, so we're
You have it, you know, your audio mixer, right? Your audio mixer the audio of your clips
how
of
how
whatever
can
you are
lack
putting up
belief in
there.
something that you can't define? You can.
it's coming through.
Is advanced audio properties. That's what it is. On the three dots. Should be, do you have the bars, the audio bars?
Listen to this guy. What the fuck? You know, having one thing is great, but telling me where to find him is another challenge.
Fine.
Oh, okay. The 3 audio bars.
Right. Okay. Now we're talking. Right.
Okay. All right.
So you got the one
audio properties. Got it.
correct. The one for that clip, right? The one for that clip, right? So you got advanced
for that
audio.
clip. Hold on. Then I'm in the wrong place.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Properties. Nope.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
in any of the three, in any of the 3 dots. Yeah, click on it. It says advanced
3
audio
dots
property.
of what?
Or underneath of any of the audios.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
Advanced audio properties.
And
then you will see the on the left hand side where it says name. You will see the name of that track, which will be called Canadian Catholic. Yeah.
No.
That is an audio track or video track of OBS, right?
Your questions are not making sense to me because it's like you're starting in the middle there, and there's no foundation for me to understand what you're talking about. So I'm going to do something different. And don't worry, I'll fix it in a second. I have the means. What's this one called? Okay. I'm gonna just have to do. There we go.
How can you lack belief in something that you?
All right. All right, there we go. Now, I've got to just present this like that. And that's it. Now, you should be able to hear. Let's try it. Let's try it.
You can't define. But my problem is that I was waiting for someone else to define what God they believed in, and then decide whether I decided whether I lacked belief in it or not. I personally held to the idea that there was no coherent definition of God. So my issue then becomes that how can you lack belief in something that you can't define? You can lack belief in all the proposed religious versions of God and still not be an atheist. For example, pantheists have proposed things that they see as God, something like the universe. Essentially, from my perspective, to say you lack belief in God in general is to say that you have some workable definition at least. But the problem is that I at least did not have any definition. I was waiting for someone else to define it and then decide whether I'm convinced or not. I'm not saying that we have to believe what is given to us. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that you can be a non-religious agnostic without being an atheist. There are several pieces of,
you can be,
I would say, evidence, broadly speaking, that
you can be a, let him say it again.
He mentioned the key word atheist.
Yeah.
Right.
Evidence, broadly speaking, that for me add up to point to Christianity with some degree of confidence, with
zero.
Up to point to Christianity with. I'm not saying that we have to believe what is given to us. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that you can be a non-religious agnostic without being an atheist.
That's impossible. That's a contradiction in terms.
Of course. Okay, explain.
Because he says you can be a non-religious without being an atheist. That's
yeah.
It's actually saying the same thing. Non-religious and atheist is the same.
Yeah.
So he says you can be without being an atheist. No, bullshit.
Absolute bullshit, right?
That's impossible.
Yeah.
That's like saying it. That's like saying believing in God without being a Christian.
Speaking, that for me add up to point to Christianity with some degree of confidence, with acceptable degree of confidence. There are several categories. One of the categories I could bring is that there are some things which we could have predicted to have been in place had there been a transcendent mind. I'm not saying this is strong evidence on its own, but when combined with others, this adds to the level of confidence. It's a combination of contingency and teleological arguments. A step from that is the evidence that this God, deistic or theistic, communicates with people. One most convincing thing is that all cultures across the planet have an innate religious desire to connect with this first cause. And they all have these ideas of a priest, of a shaman that communicates with this first cause. What I'm saying is not the stories they make up, but this innate evolutionary desire to connect with the transcendent mind. An event or an occurrence whose ultimate origin lies partially or fully outside of the universe as we experience it. Now, when you're asking for evidence, when you're telling me, show me the evidence, you are demanding the evidence that originates from the universe as we experience it. So you're very, when you...
Did you hear that? Evidence that originates from the universe as we experience it. What does that mean?
What I think he's trying to say is that he is encapsulating our natural world, pushing it into, shoving it into a fucking capsule called creation.
Oh, okay.
Right. So basically, we cannot touch it. But that's basically what he's saying. No. And if we touch it, right, not figuratively, if we touch that, science, evolution, all that kind of bollocks, yeah, it's no. That's part of the creation. You have to come to my worldview. Basically, he's doing a precept sort of sorts.
Right.
Right? Yeah. You have to presuppose this, presuppose that, and you have to presuppose my fucking universe. That's the fucking arrogance of that cunt.
Yeah.
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 So it's well, that's it in a nutshell. And I hate to be wrong. I mean, right.
The evidence, this very sentence in your mind precludes the possibility of me showing you anything supernatural. But my Catholicism is dependent on several important things. This determination happens whether this God intervenes or whether he does not intervene. Here's the thing. We accept that there is a reality where you've granted me now that there is this sovereign being, theistic God or whatever. Now the issue is, if there is this God and people, all cultures have had some view of that God, their own, maybe mythological view, then isn't it too much of a coincidence, and isn't the workable assumption, at least in this case, that this God has at least in some point intervened, and this is why they have this innate desire to represent this God, to talk about this God, to invent imagery of this God? That is the most natural conclusion. I see it from top down. I see from the top we start, and we have this theistic being, and then if we notice some things we would expect, this reinforces the confidence.
How we start?
What we expect if this
he's fucking up. He's fucking it up already. He's saying from a top down, right? You don't start making a fucking roof, you idiot, right? You make the foundation first. Yeah, we start with our culture, right? You don't start with a god. That's the deception of it. It's fucking right. Yeah. Yeah, this idiot is talking out of his ass, and thinking it as true. Basically, yeah, he's talking his own bullshit as true, right? Because there's nobody, no opponent or no other interlocutor. Yeah, he'd love to hear himself saying his bullshit and passing it as true. That's it. It's too fucking. I don't know.
Can we carry on?
You may.
Thank you. Oops. I lost him. There he is.
Yeah, it's about to finish now.
No, there he is. He's almost done. I got some. Oh, yeah. I got
being had communicated with people. We would expect people to have some sort of desire to connect with him.
You see, this final part is we should expect people to have desire of what? Of whatever. Sure. But then he's jumping, he's moving the goalpost. Yeah, he's moving it further away. It's gone. The closer the one is us. We expect this. We expect that. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? He's like an accordion, right? Playing the game all the fucking shot. No. I can't. You know what I mean? You can say your bullshit, but I can't handle dishonesty. If you get what I mean, yeah. I mean, you may have a point of view, but put it across as a possibility, not as a certainty, like this prick is saying. He's saying that God is a certainty.
Right.
I say, oh yeah, I'm certain of it. Or high degree of certainty. Like, fuck you have.
Gotcha. Okay, I got another one set up here somewhere. See if I can find it. Not there. Here we go.
The thing about the Bible, to embracing the Bible, was actually exploring what true means. I understood that God used, basically, this is how I understand it now, various genre to give us the divine truth. So I accept that some genre are parabolical, some are narratives, some are Greco-Roman biography, Psalms, but all of them are aimed to providing theological truth. So does true equal everything is to be historically accurate? No. My belief in Christianity, right, is not based on a single or I try to explain that my belief is based on not one single piece, but a preponderance of different categories of evidence that add up to scientific evidence is part of the preponderance. I define supernatural the following way. Supernatural is an event or an occurrence whose ultimate origin lies outside of the universe as we experience it. God is a force or a nature that meets the attributes that have specific.
He said, as we experience.
Yes.
We don't experience. What the fuck are you talking about, you stupid wanker? Yeah.
That's what I pointed out in the last one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, seriously, that's what I'm saying. He's trying to encapsulate our thoughts to include the supernatural,
right?
Like if it's a case, like if it's an actual thing, yeah. And say yeah, we got it up there, yeah. Look, it's tangible or ideologically tangible, yeah. No, it's in your fucking imagination, idiot, and we're okay with your imagination, but don't translate imagination equal reality, right? That's is this guy for real?
No,
and if it's because you got 5 books at the back or 5 encyclopedias, right? Equal, he's fucking intelligent.
He's an idiot. No, he's a wanker.
Yeah.
That have throughout history been applied to him, like being existence itself, uncaused cause. Let's for a second concede that the universe is all that exists. Let's call it cosmos. This isn't. My problem is this. Let's accept for a second what we have. We have something, a force, or whatever you want to call it, that has always existed. Its very nature is to exist. We don't know what it means for the cosmos not to exist, right? And cosmos is able to produce parts of itself, we're parts of the universe, and make them conscious. Let's take, for example, natural selection. It's something that can be logically studied. It can be.
Hold on. Now he said another thing. Natural selection is conscience.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It is a consequence, right? It's a name of something that we have. We visualize something. Yeah, we see something moving. We call it speed, right? Yeah, but speed is not a thing, right? It's a process of something, right? And he's equating that as existence. He's dodgy. He's dodgy. Everything he says, he's saying that is factual. Is existence.
According to him, yes.
Of course, it got to go to him. Yeah, total bullshit.
Made sense of. You have that, and you have the only species that we know is conscious. I'm not saying others aren't. It's just the only one we can demonstrate are humans. Has an innate desire across all cultures to connect with the divine.
No.
The thing about
the divine, which of the divines he's talking about?
The divine, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
The divine. But every culture's got the divine.
Yeah.
So you got by definition multiple divines, right? So who of those multiple divines is the real fucking divine? Because otherwise you have to be, you are going for the wrong one, basically. Right? We say that all of them are wrong because you cannot prove them. None of the idiots that got their own divine pyramid, i.e., he's at the top, right? None of them, zero, right? No idiot has come along saying, yeah, my holy big daddy exists because I've got a big red telephone like the president.
Right.
Yeah, or we got a Batmobile signal. Right, that we can call him and he comes down, or he or she or he can come down and sort it out for us.
All right.
But anyway,
let him take us out.
Species that we know is conscious. I'm not saying others aren't. It's just the only one we can demonstrate are humans. Has an innate desire across all cultures to connect with the divine.
No.
The thing about the Bible.
I think that was the end of it. To connect. That was the bullshit. The thing. This is what makes him a theist, is because all conscious beings, according to him, have an innate need to reach out to the divine, some stupid bullshit like that. But I'm thinking it's time to have laugh time. You like to laugh?
Oh, please, yeah, please.
All right.
Because already. I have lot of 3 points of my IQ because listening to that idiot.
I understand.
I need to regain it.
All right, let's see.
That's your fault.
Laugh time for everybody. There you go.
Oh, so pretty.
What do you think? Look at that. This has got to be, when I saw this picture, I reacted exactly the way I'm reacting right now. This has got to be.
Oh, you know, we should have put on the left hand side or right hand side of the picture, the one with the dress, to put Darth Dawkins' adult face. That would have been wicked.
No, I think we should leave Darth Dawkins right out of this one. This is a classic. Absolute fucking classic. Now, these are two United States government officials, by the way.
Right.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm really fucking weird, but I can sit and look at these pictures for like 15 minutes straight and just chuckle.
It feels natural. Those two girls feel natural.
All right. Let me get rid of them. Oh, they're not going to get rid of them there. First, I'll get rid of them here. Good. And then I'll get rid of them there. Right. Okay. Let me get rid of him there. There. And we're on to the next thing. Oops. And what is the next thing, you may ask? Let's have a look. Beyond Canadian Catholic, so let's stick with Canadian Catholic. Let's see what happens. No. So let's. Uh-oh, what's that? What is that? I don't know how long the music goes on for, but this is proof right there that Catholics and Nazis share the same ideology. What do you think?
Looks fine. Or sounds fine.
Did I share it with you? No, I didn't.
No, not yet.
Here it comes. There you go. So you agree with that, right?
With what? Oh, Catholic. Oh, I saw that. That's nasty.
So Catholics
But
and Nazis are pretty much there's no difference other than the one wears dresses and the other one wears a jackboot uniform.
yes, but I'm not going to even defend nobody in that picture, right? But
Well,
no, wait, 1 second. If those two idiots, priests, Catholic priests, do not dare, sorry, if they dare to put their hand down or not put their hand up, the next day they will be killed.
okay, so what's the difference between a Catholic priest and just a regular human being?
They're just part of the propaganda.
Isn't
They
a Catholic
just try.
priest on principles mandated to give up his life for his principles?
Actually, you say that. I saw a video recently of a nun giving her life and taken to the guillotine because these fucking Nazis would not execute her in public, right? So inside of a chamber, they cut her fucking head off, right? And she was given the opportunity to recant,
And she
right?
didn't.
And she didn't. She died. Bang, right? Right.
So there you go. What about these
right.
two cowards?
Well, I said you just mentioned Catholic cowards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Catholic cowards trying to stay alive, right? By turning the blind eye to religion. I said, no, fuck me. I'm in a big position here. Yeah, I got my 200, 300 German viewers, a congregation, right? That I need to carry on with it, right? To survive. This is a survival thing, in my opinion.
It's a.
Remember, you are
Firstly,
you are inside of the lion's den.
I know, but firstly, there's no Hitler.
What?
There's no Hitler in that picture.
You don't need anybody. A neighbor of this nun, yeah, saw her and reported her to the SS. Right, so it's any idiot can actually report
These are people from the Vatican, my friend. These are not just regular Germans. They're not even Germans. They're Italians or whatever from the Vatican.
Still,
no, don't.
You got
strong. You know, you as an individual and me as an individual in that position is weak. The Vatican behind these guys is strong. In fact, it's maybe these guys were specifically sent because those guys have the strongest political ideology than they have the strongest political affiliation that's closest to the Nazis of everybody in the Vatican.
They're not Italian. No. You see here, because I recognize the guy on the left-hand side. Sorry, far right.
Yeah, that's Goebbels.
Correct. So this guy is a proper German, right? Yeah. Right up there, one of the senior officials. Right. So if he sees any bullshit, you go, no, my man, Hitler. He's Hitler. He's the president of Hitler.
I see bullshit if that's the case. If your criteria is so strict that you see bullshit and you report bullshit, then I see two bullshits because none of those Catholic priests are sticking their hand straight. It's just like almost like they're waving.
Yeah, well, Hitler.
So Hitler,
is to me, most of the time he goes like that. He's been a lazy fucker as well.
If I was Goebbels,
he goes like that.
I'd say, hey,
right.
What's with this? You know, a salute, a Hitler salute is a straight arm. What's
Indeed.
with this fucking Queen Elizabeth wave? That's what I would say. Anyway, I want to let's see what else is in store for us.
The Germans officially could say, well, at least it's a good intention.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what my point was in making this, other than my disgust at the Catholics. is the
Okay,
connection.
okay. Yes, yeah, I saw the connection. You can put it. You can put a mustache here. It will look wicked.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hi there.
hi.
Hi.
My name is Sydney Winston. Welcome
I
to
don't
my
believe.
channel.
I don't believe you.
I think today we are going to embarrass Catholicism. How about we do that?
Oh, yeah.
And we'll do that through the ambassador of Catholicism, the only one that we know, the only one that I know, our friend, Canadian Catholic. Just remember what the Catholics throughout history have been responsible for. Let's start off with the Crusades. Let's carry on with the Reconquista. How about the Nazi and Catholic collaboration on exterminating the Jews in Germany of the 1940s. Here in Canada, we just had a situation where they've a Canadian, a Catholic residential school here in my province was they found over 200 dead baby bodies, children bodies, buried in the grounds of this Catholic school.
Tragic.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Catholics, I don't think that you Catholics have got have got a right to utter one word in your defense. You've got nothing to defend yourself. Zero. Which brings me to our friend Canadian Catholic. I put together a short video, and in it, he tries to philosophize his God into existence, tries to reify his God into existence, but he makes a major error at the end, and you'll see. So I don't see why we wouldn't want to just play the video.
Is this a repeat?
I think we'll get right into it. If I can find it. There we go. Okay. Now, this is about 6 minutes long, and I want you to listen to the stupid that Canadian Catholic comes up with.
This is a repeat.
How can you lack belief in something that you can't define? But my problem is that I was waiting for someone else to define what God they believed in and then decide whether decided whether I lacked belief in it or not. I personally held to the idea that there was no coherent definition of God. So my issue then becomes that how can you lack belief in something that you can't define? You can lack belief in all the proposed religious versions of God and still not be an atheist. For example, pantheists have proposed things that they see as God, something like the universe. Essentially, from my perspective, to say you lack belief in God in general is to say that you have some workable definition at least. But the problem is that I at least did not have any definition. I was waiting for someone else to define it and then decide whether I'm convinced or not. I'm not saying that we have to believe what is given to us. That's just what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that you can be a non-religious agnostic without being an atheist.
That's dishonest because he's.
What did he say that's dishonest?
Well, he's saying that he has to be, he has to have information to arrive to a belief about something. Right? Hold on. No, you're already a fucking Catholic. You're already a Christian. right? So you are saying that after the fact. It's like saying that he needs to believe something apart from the religion, right? Because religion for him is a given, right? So he's touching about probably another subject, for example, meteorology or whatever. Yeah, he says I lack belief, yeah, and if information, which is correct, right? But he's already taken for granted his belief system, his Christian belief system, right? And that's the dishonest part of it, right? He's saying, "Oh, I need to be informed beforehand." Yeah, but you're not doing that with your Christianity. You can't. That's the whole point. I mean, yeah, just get that. Whatever he says, think about his Christianity. He's not saying that about Christianity. He's saying that about somebody else.
Right.
That's the double standard behind it.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you.
There are several pieces of, I would say, evidence, broadly speaking, that for me add up to point to Christianity with some degree of confidence, with acceptable degree of confidence. There are several categories. One of the categories I could bring is that there are some things which we could have predicted to have been in place had there been a transcendent mind. I'm not saying this is strong evidence on its own, but when combined with others, this adds to the level of confidence. It's a combination.
You know what he's doing?
Contingency
Hold on.
theological. A step from that.
This is what he's doing, right? Let's see if we can identify what we say.
Okay.
Transcendently, I see a human shape with a red cape. Transcendently, I can see somebody shooting rays out of his fucking eyes. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? So now you are fitting an image, right? Transcendentally, right? He's talking already he's transcendently talking about out of his ass, right? So he's already got his God toy, right? And he's shooting his ideas all along. Yeah. Oh, you know about this, but transcendentally, you know it as well. Shut the fuck up. Right? Prove you're transcendental in the first place, and not God. That it is something transcendental, right? And then let's talk about it. Yeah. And then when you make a case for your transcendental metaphysical area, then find the God in there. Right? He's saying that it's a ship without fucking water. The water is the transcendental.
Yeah.
It is the fictional stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, and we have to figure that there is water first, and then there is a God, the ship, figuratively, if you got what I mean. Yeah, bullshit, total fucking bullshit.
Is the evidence that this God, deistic or theistic, communicates with
people.
One most convincing thing is that all cultures across the planet have an innate religious desire to connect with this first cause. And they all have these ideas of a priest, of a shaman that communicates with this first cause. What I'm saying is not the stories they make up, but this innate evolutionary desire to connect with the transcendent mind, an event or an occurrence whose ultimate origin lies partially or fully outside of the universe as we experience it. Now, when you're asking for evidence, when you're telling me, show me the evidence, you are demanding the evidence that originates from the universe as we experience it. So you're very, when you ask me to show you the evidence, this very sentence in your mind precludes the possibility of me showing you anything supernatural. But my Catholicism is dependent on several important things. This determination happens whether this God intervenes or whether he does not intervene. Here's the thing. We accept that there is a reality where you've granted me now that there is this sovereign being, theistic God or whatever. Now the issue is, if there is this God and people, all cultures have had some view of that God, their own, maybe mythological view, then isn't it too much of a coincidence, and isn't the workable assumption, at least in this case, that this God has at least in some point intervened, and this is why they have this innate desire to represent this God, to talk about this God, to invent imagery of this God? That is the most natural conclusion. I see it from top down. I see from the top we start, and we have this theistic being, and then if we notice some things we would expect, this reinforces the confidence. So what would we expect if this theistic being had communicated with people? We would expect people to have some sort of desire to connect with him.
Right. So, I don't know if you caught that. Let me just play that last little bit there.
Yeah, they got it.
Innate desire to represent this God, to talk about this God, to invent imagery of this God. That is the most natural conclusion. I see it from top
Now listen
down.
to this. Top down.
I see from the top we start, and we have this theistic being, and
So at the top we start, we have this theistic being, right? So we start with that conclusion. We start with the conclusion already.
then if we notice some things we would expect, this reinforces the confidence. So what would we expect if this theistic being had communicated with people? We would
He's
expect
missing.
people to
He's
have some
missing.
sort of desire to
He's dishonestly missing
Yeah.
the most fundamental basis that using his top-down approach,
Mhm.
he's missing the fundamental, which is indoctrination, right? He did not reach at this level by going on a top-down approach. That's dishonest,
Right.
absolutely fucking dishonest,
Right.
right? This guy, even if he did it 3 years ago, right? Even if he did it 3 years ago, he's still on the bottom top approach because he learned it and then he reached, right? So it's a bottom up approach, not top down. Top down, you saying it when you believe it. Anyway, he's still believing whatever he believes. That doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it factual. You can believe whatever the fuck you want, yeah. But he's equating belief with existence, which is
Well, he
it's
just
not
said you start with God, and then
Right.
you work from there.
right. So it's the God, metaphysics, and then us, or existence, then
Yeah,
us.
exactly. God,
yeah,
metaphysics, and angels,
yeah,
and this and that. And the
Yeah,
other,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah,
material.
yeah. His house and
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I said in many of my comments, either in videos or in comments from other people's video, right?
Yeah.
Christians in general, right? Or fuck it, I'm gonna make it wider. Religious people in general, religious people in general,
Okay.
they have to be dishonest.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
Even if they know it or not, right? Because they have to close the book of critical thinking because they are forced by doctrine. Yeah. So they start reading a book because they start with zero knowledge, well, not zero belief system.
Well, the
right?
thing about the Christians is they are indoctrinated to not think.
No, they are indoctrinated to believe. Period.
Yeah, and not think.
No, they can think about
They
about
think.
crucifixion.
They
They
can't
can-
think about stuff that's not written
No,
in the Bible because they can't ask questions. They
correct.
Can't think.
Well, correct. That's being narrow-minded.
They
Correct.
can't come
So
to the
basi-
conclusion that Jesus is a myth.
yeah, even what's the name? William Lane Craig.
They can't come to the conclusion that Muhammad is a myth. They're indoctrinated to not think.
Yeah, it's all fucking bullshit anyway. But anyway, that's it.
Yeah, let's carry on.
Carry on entertaining the masses.
Sure.
connect with him.
Right,
How
but
can
this being, this invisible, non-existent being, is not communicated with anybody. So essentially, what Canadian Catholic is saying is that first they conceive of God, and then they accept God as the axiom of the times.
The package.
Then they go looking
Yeah.
for proof. That's essentially what the Catholics do.
No, the argument that
The Catholics are gone.
that is the
the
proof.
Catholics are
What?
No, you're yeah. It's not that you're saying that they invent something and then they prove it. They don't prove it. They're just saying it is true. By
No, they say,
outright.
yeah, they say it is true. Then they go looking for backup, for things to back up their claim that it's true.
Well, their truth is the fucking Bible. Yeah, look at this. It's true. Basically, circular
No, look at
argument.
it. It's true.
Yeah.
Accept that it's true. Don't ask questions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Circular argument.
cowards. The Catholics they should be ashamed of themselves for what they have done to this planet over the last couple of thousand years. They've been complicit in genocide. What more of a black mark against your name can you possibly use? Why is anybody proud to be a Catholic of all fucking things? Ugh, make me sick. Now, I think I'm just gonna. I don't see anybody in the chat. Maybe I need to refresh my screen. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I hope I don't mess things up.
See, that's been an ongoing issue.
I
see people in the chat. God's in the chat, by the way.
Just give me 1 moment. It's possible that no one's writing in the chat. Possible.
How can that be possible?
Ah, I see it now. Hey, Cryptomeria. Not Tristan. How you doing?
Cryptomeria.
Yeah, I'm really upset about the Catholic Church as a whole. They, instead of cowering and hiding and apologizing and groveling, they still think of themselves as being better than everyone. It's disgusting. Okay, now I have a Google Meet room open, and I'll give you the link in a minute. But what I want to carry on, what I want to do,
I'm just going to go forward a bit and see what happens. This looks promising.
Let me go there. Okay, so over here, there was a guy. Let me bring him in. So this dude here, Honest Atheist, he appeared a few months ago, towards the beginning of the year, and he started his show. He was, he started fresh. Nobody else, he'd never been on before. And he had a really good show going, and he had, I don't know, maybe half a dozen, 8 or so, 10 segments, 10 broadcasts, 10 shows, and then he disappeared. I don't know why, but what I do want to bring to you is his first caller ever that called into his live show. I don't know if you've seen this.
It had to be that long.
But I thought I'd share it with you. So this is
Just a
a
guess.
treat.
Awesome,
never seen
man.
it
You are
before.
the first caller on Atheist Live. How do you feel about that?
Great.
Yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in, man. What did you want to talk about today? No
Well,
worries.
I talk with atheists
There you
every
are.
day and for years, asking them to explain
There
the
you are.
coherency
Guess
of
who?
their atheism. And you
Honestly,
said you're an
I've never
honest
seen it
atheist.
before.
Well, all the
Absolutely.
atheists that I deal with are dishonest. So you must be the first honest atheist then. So can you tell me how it is that God doesn't exist?
Yeah, sure. So I'd firstly just say, look, I wouldn't say I'm the first honest atheist, but I would say that atheists have the
Oh, I'm not
tendency.
hearing you. Hold on.
You're not hearing me?
Okay,
Come on,
it should
Gary.
work now.
Get it together.
Sure. So firstly, I'd say that just to before we get to your question there, I would say that atheists have the tendency to be rather arrogant, and but I wouldn't say that they're particularly dishonest. However, they can be particularly harsh in the way that they deal with people,
Oh.
and in the way
Well,
that they
the
have
atheists that I deal with are
conversations.
dishonest. So could you tell me how is it that there's no God?
Well, see, I don't know whether they're. What was your name, by the way?
Darth Dawkins.
Darth
No.
Dawkins. All right.
Liar, Gary Mill.
So I wouldn't say that I know whether there is not a God.
Liar,
His name's Gary
I wouldn't
Mill.
say that I know whether there is a God.
Damn it.
I
Do
just
you believe? Yeah. Do you believe that what is fundamental to
There's-
reality?
There's the mistake people make with Gary. Don't say you can say there is or there isn't a God. I've been harping on you now for how many years? There is no God. Take your stand and stick to it.
Reality is a mind God.
Do I believe that what is fundamental to reality is a mind God?
Yeah, it's a mind, and we call that God. You believe what is fundamental and ultimate is a mind that is the source of all possibility and impossibility. Do you positively believe that?
I would absolutely disagree with that. Do you believe that?
Okay, so yes, I do. Now,
so
your position is, hold on.
Okay, so it's this guy's show. It's Honest Atheist Show, and already Gary is starting to bully and take over.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked the question is so we can get clarity on what your atheism constitutes.
I would say I subscribe to a scientific worldview. So how would you prove that?
No, hold on a second.
Oh, hold on for the sake of conversation.
You positively believe there's no God, right?
No, I don't. Okay. If we want to frame it that way, I mean, this gets into
I'm being very precise because I've dealt with literally hundreds, if not thousands, of atheists. Okay.
Sure thing.
So all I have to do is ask you the question: do you believe that it is not necessary to reference God as the precondition of all facts?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I mean, there's no point in referencing God as the precondition for the fact that Gary Milne, as a Christian,
Stop there.
Walked out on his.
The problem is that's not the approach to negate it, right? That's the problem. He wants to. The daft trick is to put us on the negative. So he said, so you do not believe? Prove it, bitch, and he's putting it on our side. The thing is, I would be glad to believe it if you can prove it. Like shift it to him, right? Instead of us responding instead of him persuading us on the negative. That's the whole shebang. Unfortunately, this new kid doesn't know anything about Daft Dawkins, and he's fucking falling for it. Yeah, I mean, he's being honest. That's the only good thing that he's got for him. But he's going to be his downfall, because Daft Dawkins is not playing with honesty. He's playing with his fucking bullshit script.
Most atheists like this guy are agnostic, right? But he's forcing him into making a positive.
Correct. A positive negative. Yes. A positive non-existence.
So it's a false dichotomy right from the beginning.
And went to another stranger's bed. That's a fact.
This is when Gary Milne.
How's it reference God? I've said this before, Gary. You're in a heap of trouble here.
Okay, so
I do not believe.
Okay,
that.
so you believe that it is not necessary to reference the necessity of God as the precondition. Now, that belief logically.
He's also already begging the question. He's assuming Darth is assuming the consequence of a God existence. Yeah. So you don't assert that a God does exist.
That's where they start. Like Canadian Catholics said, they start from the very top. God exists.
Yeah.
And then
but the Canadian Catholic adopts other. It's actually very close to Daft Dawkins. He's trying to presuppose that.
Yes.
Right, he's doing a precept job. So but on a nicer way, right?
It sounds like
go on.
It sounds like Canadian Catholic is making a cosmological argument about with causality, whereas Darth Dawkins is doing the transcendental thing.
Sorry, I stand corrected. Yes, you.
The tag argument, but he mixes in different things together with it.
Your last sentence.
It's not necessary, and yes, it's logically consistent.
Well, I didn't finish my statement. Okay.
Sure.
That logically necessitates that God cannot coexist if that belief is true. So what you have affirmed logically entails the denial of God, whether you realize it or not.
There's no God because.
No, that isn't.
Yeah.
There's no what?
He's going to say now there's no God because he's saying
Absolutely.
that
All right,
inherent.
I'll explain it.
You saying what?
He's trying to
And
he's trying to make it a negative case. Yeah, saying
let me,
we do
let
not
me
believe.
explain.
Okay.
Let me just first explain to you why I feel that's logically inconsistent, and you're taking things out of my yes or no answer, and assuming things about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm that doesn't necessarily imply that I'm rejecting a God, because
I didn't say imply.
well, what,
Unacceptance
explain that to
doesn't
me again,
entail
because
explicit
you're-
denial.
You know what logical entailment
Yes,
means?
but you're engaging in
Okay,
a circular
for
argument
example,
already,
in
because
philosophy,
wicked.
yeah,
You're
I'm trying to
a-
explain something to you.
yeah, but you're assuming that there already is a God.
I'm not
Hey,
assuming that. Okay,
My
listen,
man,
you're
good
not.
job, good
You're
job,
not
good
assuming. You're not assuming that there's a God, Gary.
No
You're
bullshit.
bullshitting. You're a fucking liar. You're almost as bad as the Catholic. In fact, you're just as bad as the Catholics.
You're
Yes,
going.
it is.
You're going too fast. Listen. Okay.
I'll listen to you. Yeah, that's go for it.
If P, listen,
If P, then Q.
modus ponens. Okay. If P, therefore Q. If you assert P, then Q is logically and is necessarily entailed. Do you understand?
Listen to this
If
crap.
P, then Q.
Sure.
If somebody then asserts P,
That's the
then
fifth time
Q
you said
is
that.
logically entailed.
Yeah, but just because you assert P doesn't mean that
Okay.
P exists.
All right.
Exactly.
You've
All right,
asserted P.
listen.
P is God.
I'm
Q is
trying.
question.
Listen.
Listen,
Yeah.
dude.
You're being argumentative with me. I'm trying to
No,
explain
I'm
something.
trying
You're
to
being
explain
argumentative
more
with
in
me.
the
You
logic.
keep on over talking.
You keep on over to
No,
listen to. There he goes with his spiel.
Listen, I'm
I'm
gonna
trying
mute
to
you, eh?
explain something.
He thinks he's in the
Right?
chat
I'll
room
let you
right now.
explain.
If
but you must also allow me to point out the flaw in your logic.
Yes.
If you're
I'm not,
if you're trying.
you won't be able to with what I have said so far.
Okay, let's go for it.
Now,
Let's go. You explain your
okay. If you say, I do not believe that it is necessary to reference God as the precondition of all facts, what you are saying then is that that fact under consideration, right, exists independently from God.
So, Gary, when you decided that you didn't want to sleep with your wife anymore and you wanted to go and try other things, was that God inspired? Because that's a fact. And did you reference God when you made that decision? Did you reference God when you lost your fucking temper at your family, when you abused them? Did you actually reference God there? Or are you a two-faced liar?
Okay? That fact does not necessitate referencing God as the precondition. So the fact in view, whatever that fact is, exists independently of God as the ultimate precondition. So are we clear so far?
What you're saying is, if I don't see the necessity to reference God as the precondition for everything,
I
right?
asked you a question.
Yeah,
You're not
and-
focusing on my question.
See, you want to
I'm
have a conversation.
clarifying the question.
No,
That's what I'm trying
it
to
doesn't
do.
need clarification. I'm trying to
It does-
explain
it
something to you. Okay?
Yeah, and what I'm doing.
See, he's totally trying to take over.
Nah.
What a piece of human garbage.
Nah,
It's
you
a-
are liar.
Listen, dude, I've had this
Dude, I knew that dude would come in there at some point.
Hey, dude.
conversation literally hundreds.
I've had this conversation hundreds of thousands of times.
Yes.
Listen, you can laugh all you want. I've had this conversation literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. I'll go over it again with you, all right? Now, I understand why you're objecting. This is a very common reaction.
This guy, Gary, is a condescending little cunt.
Yeah, he is.
Either way you look at it. Everybody has to agree with me, right?
Yeah.
Now,
He's getting
I agree
nervous
with
that the
that.
guy's analyzing
in a
his argument.
world where God exists,
That guy on the
conceptually
left
speaking,
is very wise.
all facts.
He's like,
That
let
guy
me
on the
think
left.
about this. You're saying such and such. Oh, this always happens with atheists. They're always scumbag, blah, 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 you know?
Mm-hmm.
This sort of derailment.
Always.
Facts would necessitate reference.
Don't think
to
about
God.
it too much.
Correct. The fact that you brought home a sexually transmitted disease to your wife has to reference God. Now, how does it? I want you to come clean, Gary. Tell us, how does your STD reference God?
he cannot come
In a
clean because
world
he
where
came
God does not
unclean.
exist,
Yeah, he came home unclean. How can I come clean? Good one.
all facts would not necessitate referencing God. So when you assert that you believe that facts do not necessitate referencing God, that logically entails, from your point of view, that the fact under consideration exists metaphysically and ontologically independent of God. Okay, so is it clear so far?
It is, and I accept that. Yeah.
No, you fucked
Okay,
up.
now, if a fact is stipulated to be actual and intelligible without the necessity and reference to God,
Yes.
then the falsity of God is logically entailed.
See?
No, it's not.
Okay, you're not understanding this.
Yes, I
Okay.
am. I am. I
He
absolutely.
does that.
No, you.
He does that all the time. You're not understanding. And then, as Honest Atheist says, yes, I do. And now he's going to raise his voice, Gary, and tell him how he's not understanding.
No, you are not.
So
I'm not
then-
trying to be rude. I'm not trying.
I am
Listen, you
absolutely
are not.
understanding it
No, you are
100%.
not. I will explain it to you.
Coherently and cogently, I understand it. So
No, you are absolutely. You are not understanding. Okay.
100%.
No, you absolutely listen to. No, you are not. I'm going to explain it to you. You simply do not understand.
Then explain it.
Now,
I feel like you already have.
I'll explain it again. All right.
No,
now,
you idiot.
your reaction is extremely commonplace.
Oh my
Because
god, he's
people
such an
haven't thought
asshole.
from this perspective.
Okay,
The
I'll try
question
and
I'm
think from
asking
your
you,
perspective.
the question I'm asking you is from a transcendental perspective,
Yes.
which most people do not commonly reason from. Now, if I say
Transcendental perspective,
Such
which
a
most people do
disrespectful
not
asshole,
commonly
dude.
reason from. This is what he
Yeah,
just said.
where the rational people don't go
word
to.
salad, incoherent shice.
say to you that from my position, if I were to say to you that I believe that a fact in consideration necessitates referencing God as the precondition, then it logically and necessarily follows from that God is entailed from that fact. Okay, I'm not asserting the existence of God from what I believe. I'm talking about the logical entailment. If P, therefore Q. Okay, so if a fact exists independently of God, then God cannot logically coexist in that world. Okay, let me repeat that. If any fact exists independently of God, then God cannot logically coexist. Do you know what I mean by logically coexist?
Yes.
Okay. What do I mean?
Now, it's not the assertion that God does not exist. It means if any fact in consideration exists independently of God, then God conceptually cannot logically coexist in the same world where that fact exists independently of God. And
Right.
the reason why.
Right. So, Gary, let's get back to your dilly-dallying, Gary. You're a Christian. You scream and shout at people who don't follow the Christian fairy tale view of the world. You yell and you scream and shout. And you threaten how many people are going to hell. Well, I got news for you, Gary. According to your standards, you, sir, are going to hell too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Gary. I'll see you in hell, because it seems I'm going there too. Ha 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 ha. Finally, we'll meet face to face when we get to hell.
Is that God is defined conceptually as the precondition of all facts.
That's it.
So if there's one
That's it.
fact that exists,
He's not proven.
exactly.
He's not proven. I made a video especially for fucking Tough Talking. He's defining his God into existence.
Exactly. You're right there.
He's not. He's not proving his God.
He just did
He's
that right there.
defining. He's defining it into existence.
Yeah. He
I
says
mean-
this is the definition of God, therefore God exists.
Exactly. That's it. Simple as. And if
It's
you don't accept
interesting.
yeah, go on. Sorry, go on.
It's interesting because he's also assuming causality with facts being connected to each other. That if God is not dependent upon other facts, you know, that that he can't exist because they're all the facts are interconnected in some way. They're not standalone, right? For him, they can't be empirically derived. They have to be based upon some causal connection in some worldview. And that's what it really comes down to, I think.
Yeah. Nothing can exist or coexist or interact, without the blessing of the main man. Wow.
He talks about the ultimate reference point.
Yeah.
And that's essentially the first uncaused cause, the thing that he would call God, you know. And he says if you don't have an alternative to that, then you have no grounds for intelligibility and so forth. But that's all assumed, you know. It is begging the question for this worldview that has causal connections and stuff like that.
And
so that's the most fundamental thing in all the apologetic arguments that I'm finding.
Fine, but he's putting his causality or using that as a means, but cause and effect, we can use. We can limit it. For example, I made another video about my crane, right?
I think that's really, really important.
Yeah,
because instead of causality, you know, we have reactions in science. You know, like chain reactions is not the same thing as causal connections. It's some Aristotelian, you know, nonsense. It goes back. Like
but he's talking about intelligibility, right? Which is how far back you want to go into the chain reaction. I mean, I go into a 747. I don't need to know who was fucking fixing the fucking airplane, right? That's causality, right?
It's first of all, it's an abstraction. Abstractions are not real. They're just, you know, they're taken to be real for the sake of discussion, like in language, right? We use causality in language and stuff. I'm trying to make this point because I think it's really important. That it's an arbitrary abstraction, and you have to assume that there's a beginning to it. We don't know that. We don't know there's a beginning to it, that there's causality at all to begin with, or that there's a beginning to everything.
Yeah, but even if there is, right, for our daily life, I don't need to know what cow made the milk. I just grab the fucking milk and get my coffee. For fuck's sake, that's the whole point. Where or the dishonesty of him, that he has to put it into an ultimate, an achievable ultimate, i.e., the metaphysics. Right, the voodoo land, the imaginary land, right, and says that is the ultimate. I got listen. I don't give a shit about your ultimate. Yeah, if this guy stops him, very interesting. Can you give me more information about your ultimacy and how I want to know it? I throw the ball to him. That's what he is not. He's on the defensive now. Bam, 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 bam. He's taking it. Yeah, he's taking it, and he's the fucking. Well, I mean, it is his lack of experience, right? I respect that, right?
Yeah.
His first fucking call, it gets a fucking heavyweight body. Right, and I think he learned his lesson now, right? A quick Google search would say, "Oh, Daft Doggy, oh asshole." Okay, fine. No, let me deal with him. Listen, you know, there's a small video I made about me being at home with Alexa, right? So I said to Alexa, who's Daft Dawkins? Right? He's a despicable human being, blah, blah, blah. So fucking funny. Even Alexa is saying that the guy is fucking piece of shit.
That's funny.
Oh, shit. Even the supernatural is saying that he's full of shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, autonomous reason says, no, IA says that talking is full of shit.
Yeah, see, autonomous reasoning is
AI. Sorry,
autonomous reasoning is reasoning without some causal connection. You know, by your own intellect, without referencing some ultimate thing. So it's all about. It seems to be all about assuming causality as this premise. You know, they call it universal causation, I guess. And as
Yeah,
soon as you agree to that, then you're on the hook for
right.
defending this ultimate worldview, grounds of intelligibility, foundationalism type stuff, ontological stuff, you know.
The quick question is to ask the doctor if that dishonest piece of shit will answer it, is do I need an ultimate to cross the road? No, seriously. I mean, let's we can say silly things like that. In my common day activities, daily activities, right? Do I need ultimacy? Yeah.
Right.
And if he says yes, okay, fucking prove it, bitch. Link me crossing the road with a god.
So with the facts, you know, invoking facts in reference to God and whatnot. What I was gonna say. They can't be standalone. They can't be. Facts can't exist independently of each other that are empirically derived. They have to be causally connected in this chain in his worldview. And then that's the basic assumption he wants you to latch onto to make the rest of the arguments.
If we're going to put a metaphor or an equivalence, it's like the spider in the center. Everything goes to the spider.
Yeah.
Right. Every strand, even the circular one, it's concentric circular argument, all lead to the fucking spider. Yeah, because the spider is the ultimacy.
Right.
Right. So from one strand to the other, it has to be. You have to know the rest. No bullshit. You don't need to know how many fucking strands it is if you're going to live in the first two strands, i.e., at the edge or the perimeter.
Yeah, I think this assuming causality goes back to a very primitive element of our nature, human nature, where, you know, if you hear a rustling in the bushes, it's better to assume that there's a tiger that caused that rustling in the bushes than to not. And so, because the person that assumed that it wasn't anything, it's just the wind, and then it turned out to be a tiger, they got eaten, you know. But the person that was paranoid about it and think, oh, it must be a tiger that caused the bush to rustle, they survived, right? They ran away and they lived to tell the tale. So evolutionarily speaking, the paranoid delusional people survived. and that sort of ends up with religion, you know, where everything is, there's no coincidences. Everything is causally connected. Everything has a meaning, a purpose, you know.
Well, it is fixed, because once you cut it, like I said, give an example of crossing the road or whatever, or drinking a cup of coffee or getting a milk.
Yeah.
Once you stop that chain of causal events, which you don't need it, infinite. You don't need the infinite regress to live your life, right? Yeah. But the script or that talking script demand that you don't need to know it. What you need to know is the string reaches the end, i.e., there is an ultimate. Yeah, ignore the fucking 100 million steps to get there.
Yeah.
Right? No, just cut it. Just cut the fucking string. I'm not interested in the ultimacy. If it exists, fuck it, whatever. Yeah, you're not gonna prove it. Fuck it, or whatever. My information, sorry, my limited information has allowed me to reach my 56 years of age.
Right.
And I'm doing just fine without it.
Just through evidence-based reasoning.
Yeah, exactly.
Deriving information from your
Can you
senses.
guys keep the floor going while I go make coffee? Is it
sure
possible? Awesome.
It is possible.
Sure.
So yeah.
I'm trying to clear this frog in my throat.
We know that he's got a script, right? Yeah, and the script is good. It's like a flow chart, right? And this flow chart is dependent on the answer of the opponent.
Yeah.
Right.
And once you agree to one thing, you're on the hook for the rest of it.
Right.
And that one thing is causality.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been trying to understand better, you know, and argue lately. Because I think it's overlooked. It's just something glossed over, taken for granted.
Yeah, but when would you stop trying to find out the cause and effect of something.
Right.
No, seriously. I mean, it is an interesting concept of well, actually, fucking hell, it is the cause that makes us stay alive, right? Knowing the cause and effect of what you said about the bushes, they know the cause and effect, right? If you ignore it, you're gonna get fucking eaten, maybe.
Yeah. So
right, by the high probability of saying, okay, my uncle 2 years ago got eaten, so let me get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Right.
So it rewarded this sort of like hyperactive agency detection, you know, which resulted in animistic beliefs.
But the causality
where
is
everything
limited.
is alive, everything's out to get you. And
yeah, but it's limited. It's limited to the need, right? In the sense of you don't need to go backwards like a chain reaction. Yeah, of cause or an effect, cause and effect, cause and effect, because that's like like talking like a child. Oh, but why? Oh, but why? But why? Why? Yeah, that's in essence cause and effect. Trying to explain a child what has happened previous to this right? So
at some point, things just are the way they are.
No, stop it.
And it doesn't need an explanation. Right.
Well, it does not need to need explanation. It's equivalent to say, stop it. I'm satisfied with the current information.
Right.
Right. Building a house. I don't need to know who was the guy nailing my house. Yeah. The cause and effect ended by the architect giving me the keys of my house. Yeah.
Assuming everything needs an explanation is just.
No, that talking pushes,
question, right? Like,
yeah,
why,
but that talking is pushing the line of questioning, right? He's trying to push the causality to the end, to the ultimacy,
right?
Right. And what I'm saying is cut it, right, or stop it, right? If you stop it, his argument is bankrupt because there's no need for ultimacy. Period. Game
then
over.
He gets mad and takes his toys and runs away.
Correct. If he's not, if he's
finds his next victim.
Indeed. In this case, he has to run away from this guy because this guy is controlling the event. Yeah, he can mute that talking, or he runs away like a bitch. Like
it's just funny because he's acting like he's in a Discord chat with this guy.
Yes.
In his room where he has mute powers and everything.
Yeah, control power. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He's so used to that.
But I also think because he's a natural bully, right? So he's trying to impose on this guy to test him, right? To see if he buckles, right? And it's also he buckles. You see, his posture is of a receiving side of it.
How can I like intimidate somebody so that they, that they fold and give me what I want?
Right. And at the end of the result, you see how you run. Yeah, and it's probably the reason Daft Talking came in is because honest atheist. Right?
Yeah.
You see.
Oh, I take offense to that because all the atheists are liars by default.
Yeah, exactly.
In my worldview, they're all lying deceivers. You know, according to my belief, my worldview. He comes into it right off the bat with bad faith. A bad faith actor. Poisoning the well against you with this basic assumption, not arguing on equal terms. Or fairly at all. Just like you're gonna accept my worldview, or I'm out of here. This dichotomy.
As I said to
where
Sydney,
agnostics don't exist.
Oh yeah. So
either or you're in explicit denial, right? Either you affirm or you're in explicit denial.
I'm a qualified crane operator in my lorry, right? In other words, I have to have
say that again.
Crane operator. I got a crane on my lorry.
Oh yeah. Right. I thought you said something. I thought you said some kind of like Latin phrase or something.
Right. And I need qualification to go to some other places, government places. Right. I don't need any ultimacy, right? And if that talking comes to me as a passenger in my lorry, he would not know how to use my machinery, right? So he would say, "Oh, he has got no grounds to know anything because sorry, not to know anything, to know how to use my machinery, he will have to ask me to teach him.
Yeah.
Right. Now that's incoherent because he has to know everything because God has revealed everything to him as to be certain to be correct. No, it's the irony. I mean, you know what I mean? Listen, that's getting me wind up.
The nature of intelligibility has to go back to a previous intelligible actor.
Neanderthal were more intelligent than this prick.
What do you call it? Somebody with agency, some being with agency that teaches you things. You can't just learn things on your own from the natural world. It has to be handed down from a lawgiver.
You can have an instructor. You can have somebody even wiser than you. Even person without qualification that even has got more experience on the subject matter. You have to bow down to that person and be humble enough to learn what he knows.
Yeah, and God gave us the Bible, which explains everything in reality. Everything we need to know.
Yeah, about how to make fucking cell phones. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Germ theory of disease.
Of course, yeah. And fluid dynamics on how to fill the whole earth. Yeah, and how by a magic trick the whole fucking water disappear. No, I mean, it's borderline silliness.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy, I don't know. You see, but partially it's our fault as well, because we, unfortunately, we built to observe you got a roadside collision, and we slow down to see it.
So we're kind of like amplifying his presence.
Exactly. I'm full of shit, and come and see my shit.
It's like some people think that any press is good press, kind of thing, because he's getting attention, the attention that he wants. Yeah, you could probably say something like that. But really, we want to deconstruct these bad arguments and expose them for what they are, and so he doesn't have a platform to keep going back on and abusing people over and over every day for hours.
I try to do that. In his syllogism, right? he's creating a false dilemma, right? When it says if P this, P that. No. Because you can change P for whatever. It could be fairy godmother, could be this. If fairy godmother is the cause of all intelligibility, blah blah blah. Do you see what I mean? That's why it's a false dilemma. You can replace God even with his mother.
You know what makes it hard to pin him down is that he keeps moving the goalposts.
Of course he does.
Every time you pick apart one thing, he'll revert to a different argument and say, but P, but not Q, or like. He shifts arguments.
Yeah. Or what part of P? Because P is just a whole fucking thing. I mean, what is defining P, right?
Yeah. What's in the set of P? What's included in the set of P?
What in the phrase? Well, he hasn't got a fucking phrase. He's got a fucking paragraph. Yeah, or bullshit. Yeah, right.
It gets more and more convoluted until the point you don't even understand what he's talking about, and you're just like, okay, whatever,
Yeah. Oh, by the way, let me repeat it again for the 5th time. I mean, repeating it doesn't make you right.
He just brings up obscure, philosophical stuff that nobody even knows what the heck he's talking about. And he's like, I claim victory because you're an idiot. You're a teenager that doesn't know anything.
Well. He's got teenage mentality because he has said so, and he's unqualified because he has said so. He's got 0 fucking qualifications, right?
Van Til.
So how do you think this a conversation with Honest Atheist and Gary is going to end?
Well, you've got 1 or 2 ways.
Question.
Well, 1 or 2 ways.
Yeah.
1 or 2 ways. He mans up. He gets a couple of good pieces of balls, right, and tell him, listen, you're full of shit, go away,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or Darth Dawkins, oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about, bang, and he hangs up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Darth is gonna rage quit. He's gonna blow a gasket because he's not playing along with his script. You know,
And he's not in control of that script. In control of the environment.
Okay.
he's like, I reject your. He's like, I reject your premise. Okay, I'm out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, let's find out.
All right.
Independently of God, and that is affirmed to be true.
Okay, one fact that exists independently of God is that you live in your basement in your mother's house. How's God involved in that at all? Nothing. Not involved.
God's punishing him.
You are living in your mother's house. You're 60 years old. You don't have a job, but you feel entitled to sit on the internet for 12 hours a day and yell and scream and bully people around at your whim. Well, I think your days are numbered, Gary.
You know how low he gets? You know how low he gets?
The fact exists independently of God.
If Daft Dawkins goes so fucking low that he's got the audacity to say, "Oh, I need to go and do something." Bullshit. He's got the fucking Apple thingy, right? in alambric. So even if it is the case that he does something like going for a shit or open the door, whatever, he's still hearing, right? And then people people start chatting in the room. Oh, I'm back. So fucking what are you talking about? It's already an interaction. You know what I mean? I'm back. Yeah. Try to dominate the situation. I mean,
always.
He is a fucking bully. He's a bully.
Yeah.
Anyway.
God, then God cannot logically coexist in that world.
Okay, so God cannot coexist in the world where I believe that facts can be stated and independently exist without God.
Good point there.
So that means when one affirms that it is not necessary to reference God as the precondition of all facts, that logically commits you to the position of the falsity of God.
No.
No, it's okay. For argument's sake,
listen.
No. You listen.
Logically, listen carefully.
No, you listen.
Logically and necessarily is entailed. It is inescapable. Now, when I say that,
hold on a second.
I am not saying. Listen to me. I am not asserting at the moment whether or not God exists. Okay? What we're talking about is the logical entailment. If P, therefore Q. Okay.
Yes, but
so we're going to fill in the values here. Okay. P represents.
I get it. Yeah. I get the question.
P represents a fact that exists.
Sorry to mute you just for a second. There's thoughts I'm missing here.
Yes.
Because and I want to just clarify them for a second, because your argument entails referencing God. And your argument is only valid because you're the one posing the questions. But God doesn't necessarily have to exist in the question, and if God didn't exist in the question, then your argument falls flat. Your argument is ultimately circular because we don't actually need to reference God. And
finding
in
him
you
into
asking
existence,
me the
that's
question,
what the tag argument does.
God necessarily have to exist? And I say no, for something to be factual. Then you're saying, well, I'm acknowledging that there is a God. I'm not acknowledging that there is a God.
Correct.
And I'm not acknowledging any kind of metaphysical space for there to be a God.
Good man.
Does that make sense? It's because of the way you're phrasing the question.
Exactly.
You're arguing for the fact that I'm simply denying that there is a God in my answer.
Good man. Solid.
And
Exactly.
I think what you're going to say is, I don't
man.
understand the question, which I do.
Good man.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
He's fucking talking all the time.
Turn me down?
Yes.
Well, yeah, because I was trying to respond.
Okay, you're not understanding. Listen to me. The whole time I've been saying your microphone has been muffled. Your sound quality is terrible.
What does that have to do with
Well,
it?
that's something I need to.
Okay, now listen to me.
Listen.
I am not trying to pull the wool over your eyes.
I think you are.
I'm trying to explain to you. Okay, James, will you listen? James, do you want to be argumentative or do you want to learn something today?
I'm always open to learning something, but do you?
No, you're not.
Yes,
you are
I am.
absolutely not.
You are not.
I will
open.
go over this again with you.
You are not open to having a conversation.
The first meeting. This is the first time they met.
I am. James, all right, listen to me. I'm going to leave, okay? Because you're just being argumentative. I'm trying to explain something to you.
I'm not being argumentative.
This is okay, James. James, do you know what modus ponens is?
Modus ponens.
Yeah,
no, I haven't heard.
Modus ponens is a basic rule in logic. Okay. There are certain. Okay. Do you know what the laws of logic are, James?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Now there are also certain inference rules in logic. Okay. There are also
moving
in
the
logic
goalposts.
where we can have an argument or a syllogism where the conclusion can be valid.
Let me give you an
but not
analogy.
sound.
We carry on, but let me give you an analogy on how far he's moving the goalpost, right?
Okay.
He's not moving it to another state. He's moving it to another fucking country. That's how fucking wide they're, I mean, really fucking, you know what I mean? So anything can happen, right?
He's moving the goalposts to the supernatural realm.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we have to go in the natural world. Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Yeah, but you're assuming now that there's a supernatural world.
You can't prove there isn't.
Oh, true.
Now, what I'm trying to explain to you, I am not addressing, James, I'm trying to explain something to you that you're not familiar with.
I understand.
Okay?
No, listen to me for a second. I'm only happy to continue the conversation if you're actually going to allow me to respond.
It's his show.
I'm trying to explain something.
Exactly.
Yes, but you're not necessarily.
It's this guy's show, and he's asking for permission to respond. Jesus fucking Christ.
But the whole time,
modus ponens, you cannot implement modus ponens. P implies Q, P is true. You're gone.
You're not understanding it. Do you think I'm arguing for the existence?
You know where I think Gary Milne is stupid when it comes to this modus ponens? Because he says if P, then Q, right? But if P itself is an axiom to which there's no argument, it's accepted, then there's no such thing as if P, then Q. It should be P,
very good
then
point.
Q.
Very good point.
But Gary, because he doesn't understand modus ponens himself, he pipes up with if P, then Q.
Hold on, but he's saying
he's a dumbass.
Yeah, but he's saying also he's saying also that I'm not trying to prove God. That's the dishonest part of it. Yes, he fucking is, right? Because in the premise he mentions God. So how can he say I'm not proving God?
But you see,
from every direction
he's a liar. He's a liar.
But you see what he's invoking is Aristotle's first principles. That this idea that there's these fundamentally proven axioms, you know, and it's just not true. They are just assumptions. They're assumptions people take for granted, that there's not really these first cause. There's not a really first cause principle thing that's proven to be true. You know, it's just not true. But that's what apologetics is like reliant upon. This idea that they have
is not true.
They have some proven axioms that you can base reasoning upon and stuff. You know, it's nonsense.
Arguing for yes, you are arguing for this.
I asked you. No, I haven't even made an argument for God, James. You're not.
That's because there is no argument for God.
No.
Fuckface.
Understanding. I'm talking.
P is assuming God. What he comes to the mouth of P is God. He's lying.
Hey.
He's lying.
He's lying.
Right? How the fuck can he say, no, I'm not assuming God, but hey, P is God?
Mm-hmm.
If there is no God, but there is God, aka God. So he's actually begging the question, circular argument, and a fucking liar. He's a liar. First, he's a liar. Yeah.
They don't even understand that axioms are things we take for granted to base further reasoning upon, but they're not actually like
they're not conditional.
Yeah, they're not some kind of like pillars of factual truth, you know, in and of themselves. It's just you know,
And we
it's
have
just
to,
an abstraction.
if we are honest enough with our inquiry, it doesn't matter how many axioms, how many pillars we go. You have to have the balls to say, shit, my axiom is wrong.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to adopt. That's not part of this equation.
It's something we take for granted to reason off of.
Correct. No, correct. But he's not even putting assumptions.
It's for the sake of argument. It's not something that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it could be true. Right? There are too many people putting axioms. One of them could be true. But it might not be. It might not all be true, or whatever. But
it's not the purpose of what the purpose they serve. You know, it's not the purpose to say that the axioms are fundamentally true. It's just something we take as a given for the sake of argument, to reason off of, like an assumption we make.
As on a starting point, yeah, sure.
That's really, but yeah, they're trying to say that there's these first principles that are fundamentally proven axioms that are like intrinsic to the nature of the universe, you know, with the laws of logic and all this crap.
Metaphysically proven.
You know, that's just within the logic. That's how that things work. It's not to say that logic is some sort of Platonic nature of reality, you know. Yeah, that's another.
I hate that. I hate that piece of shit. Seriously, big time. Carry on, director.
Yeah.
Talking about your position.
Yes.
I'm doing an analysis of your position. Did you think that I was making an argument for God?
You know what you're arguing for. If you'll let me explain.
Darth is a Platonic
You're
realist.
arguing that in my denial of there needing to be a reference for God, I am therefore assuming that denial.
No, that's not my position.
Yes, it is your position.
No, it's not. I'm trying to see, James, you are very... Listen, I'm going to leave in a minute because you are very confused about what I'm saying. Okay?
I'm not
very
confused at all.
about what I'm saying. You see, you keep on over-talking me. Right? No, really, you know, this is really... If this is your first stream or your first caller, you're not conducting yourself as an adult.
Yes, I am. I'm actually trying to have a discussion.
No, you're not. I'm trying to explain something to you. Okay?
Then go for it. I'll let you speak if you let me respond.
I'm trying to explain. You see, you will not stop over talking.
Are you fucking serious, man?
Okay. I am dead serious that you keep on over talking me.
Let me browbeat you for 30 minutes.
This entire time, and every time I try to respond to you, you say I'm
okay.
You say I'm over talking.
James, have I given you? Listen, James. If there is a fact that exists independently of God, okay, do you believe that there is at least one fact that exists independently of God?
Yes, I think there is. The one fact, well, there's tons of facts, but I can think of one fact that exists.
Yeah, I'm not God.
Independently of God.
I am not.
And that is that Christian Gary Mill, cheated on his wife. Christian Gary Mill then abused his family. Christian Gary Mill then had his family divorce him. And then Christian Gary Mill comes here online and starts to moralize and preach and preach from his Christian pedestal.
The good word.
Why? Oh, why, people? Why do you buy this bullshit from him? You should be able to see right through him. He's fake. He's a hoax. He's a scammer.
Nah.
He's a grifter.
Absolutely. The water I'm drinking, an example of that, the water I'm drinking right now feels and tastes like water. And is in fact water.
All right, James, listen to me.
I'm listening.
I've been doing this for 10 years.
Me too.
Okay?
10 years.
Now, okay.
How many atheists have you created in 10 years? Gary?
Earth is the biggest.
Most of the atheists on this planet
in the world. Probably.
What?
The biggest atheist evangelist in the world.
Oh, I'm sure there's more atheists than Christians on the planet because of Darth Dawkins now.
Yeah.
New.
So many people away.
Thank you.
How old are you, James?
I'm 30 years
There he goes. How old are you? I'm old enough to be a father.
old. How old are you, Darth
Okay, I'm almost 60.
Wow, you sound a lot younger.
How old is
Now,
this
I'm
interview?
trying. Listen to me.
All right,
This
go
is
for it. You explain your position. I'm
misconception.
going to let you.
Gary Mill.
How old is this interview?
The interview itself is
Yeah, 3 years.
3
Okay.
years.
Yeah, because he says he's almost 60, and he's hold on, 2 years.
You're right, because he's
si-
61 or 62 now, and he
He's
was
61.
almost 60 then, so 59.
Mhm.
Yeah, all right.
Interesting.
Hey,
I'm going to let you. I'm going to let you. viewers-
Your misconception is extremely common. I'm trying to explain to you.
His audio sucks, doesn't it, Gary? He's got to do something about it. Oh, he can't. He lives in the basement.
Something that you truly do not understand.
Like the reception
I am
there.
at this moment not arguing for the existence of God. I'm simply explaining to you a logical entailment in what you affirm. Okay, I'm gonna unpack it for you.
Oh my God, you've already unpacked it, but I'll let you do it one more
Yeah.
time.
James, can God coexist in a world, with a world where one or more facts are independent of God?
Possibly.
He could say, which God?
That's logically incoherent. I'm going to explain to you why.
He could say, which God?
Yeah, it's exactly what he should have said, and I'm going to go back a little bit.
Which God? Yeah, I'm not saying that is a God, or the other way around. You say, okay, prove me which God it is. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't fucking talk to me about
I
a
don't
God.
even think you got to go to which God. You got to just stick with God doesn't exist. So, what the fuck are you talking about? To acknowledge the existence of one God or another gives him a victory in the debate.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he can't. He lives in the basement.
Something that you truly do not understand. I am at this moment not arguing for the existence of God. I'm simply explaining to you a logical entailment in what you affirm. Okay, I'm gonna unpack it for you.
Oh my God, you've already unpacked it, but I'll let you do it one more
Now,
time.
James, can God coexist in a world?
See, can God coexist already implies that God does exist.
Right. And he's saying, I'm not trying to prove God.
No.
That's the whole fucking shebang. No, seriously.
I know.
Listen, he's got some balls, but they're empty. Right? They're empty. He
doesn't have balls, he's got raisins.
I mean, if you define God as a causal necessity, or a logical necessity that is causally connected to all other facts, and you say, can he exist in a world, independently, and you say no, yeah, that's a whole loaded. It's a loaded definition, right? A loaded concept.
Mm-hmm.
Exist with a world where one or more facts are independent of God.
Possibly, if God does in fact exist.
No, that's logically incoherent. I'm going to explain to you why. Okay. God is defined, conceptually speaking. I'm not asserting that God exists.
What?
I'm saying the definition.
Okay, this is the dumbest thing I've heard. He's not asserting that God exists, but here's the definition of God, which proves that God exists.
Yeah, he's defining him into necessary existence.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can define God any way you like. If it's just a concept,
But I'm not saying that he exists. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he exists. Please.
But there could be 100 people with a definition of God, and you get 100 definitions of God.
Of God is that God is the precondition of all facts, definitionally. Okay, do you understand that so far?
Can you pause it for a second?
Yes. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because how do you build facts on top of something that isn't a fact? God's existence is not a fact, so how do you build facts upon something that isn't a fact? Right?
Let's send that question to the Pope himself, because that's a fucking great question.
That doesn't add up to me. I've always wondered,
But
he's assuming. I guess he's assuming that God's existence is a fact because he claims we've all experienced natural revelation.
Right. So basically, circular argument, right? So his whole shtick is based on the Bible, not based on reality. I.e., no, it's not even based on metaphysics. It's not even based on that. It's an after effect of reading the Bible.
Good point. Because if you ask him, how do you prove that we've all experienced this natural revelation? He'll say, oh, it's in the Bible. It says so in the Bible. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
but you know the irony of that? You know the irony of that? Is it, but that, if you ask that to a Calvinist, he say, oh, don't worry about what you learn. It depends on who was chosen by God.
Yeah.
I mean,
they never explain how natural revelation is some empirical basis for knowledge of God's existence. He'll just point to the Bible that it says we experienced this, but not explain the experience or go into detail at all.
No, because it's the magic word. By faith, prove it without knowing it. Just just believe in it. Period.
Yeah.
That's the listen. This is the irony.
Magical feelings,
No, their knowledge is the belief on.
As if intuition,
sort of like that. Yeah,
faith-based intuition is some reliable thing, right?
Yeah, makes it factual. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, intuition makes it factual, or imagination makes it factual. Yeah, and everything lives in the supernatural, right? In the unknown world, in the mystical world.
How does it differentiate from revelation in every other religion of their gods?
No, but the easy answer for him is because our is the real one, which the other people would say exactly the same thing. But no. Ours is correct because Jesus.
Well, they ultimately have to appeal to some solid evidence to back the Bible up. It's historical. Oh, we have this physical evidence of the Exodus or something. Ultimately, they're not relying upon faith alone, revelation alone, to make it stand out from other religions. They're saying, oh, we have some historical facts behind our religion. That's what makes it better. But once you go down that route, then you're going to need, a higher standard of evidence to say there's physical evidence, there's historical evidence. Well, then we're getting into factual, real territory, empirical territory, and we're getting away from faith.
Right. No. Faith is.
We're coming into our worldview at that point.
Right. Yeah, you're bouncing your shit into ours. Yeah, you are stealing our instruments, right, to make your bullshit true. Can you imagine? You're going from scientific method to bullshitology. I going backwards, right? I says, oh, I use my bullshitology, my instrument of knowing, right, and it makes it true. But your one, which is a scientific method, you cannot prove whatever.
It's kind of like with Jesus. There may have been some historical person.
No, don't even fucking go there. There
may or may not.
The may just means there may be not.
Yeah, there may not have, but they're relying upon that to legitimize the rest of the mythology.
That's speculation and conjecture.
But you know what I'm saying? They're relying upon saying that he's historical.
I'm pretty rigid on that. Jesus is a myth, finished. Any story.
That's besides the point of my argument, is that they're relying upon saying that he's historical to legitimize the mythology that's surrounding him.
Exactly, and they're pulling the wool over everybody's eyes except ours.
Say, oh, all these other ones are demonic, fake demons and stuff. But this guy, he's real.
But you know what? The two last video, the third and second video that I did was about William Lane Craig affirming. The first one, he was affirming that Genesis 1 and 2:11 was myth or history.
I'll be back
what the fuck?
Okay.
What the fuck are you saying, William Lane Craig? Right? That's the pillar of Judeo-Christian religion, and even fucking Islam, for that matter.
Did you see his like recent interview?
Yeah, I made it. I made another video where he's using not the beginning but the end. He's got the audacity to mention the both extremes. Yeah, we know
where he talks about he lowers his epistemic standard to the ground because the message of the gospel is so compelling or so like heartwarming. You know, I lower my epistemic standard because the message of salvation is so, you know, nice.
He doesn't believe on young F creations.
It's an appeal to emotion, right? Oh, it makes me feel so warm and fuzzy, therefore it must be true, so I don't need evidence.
The warm and fuzzy fallacy.
Imagine the evidence of warmth. No, the positive claim of warmth.
Warmth?
Really? Yeah, a fuzzy feeling. They make you good. Okay.
I want it to be true, therefore it is, you know.
Or because I got fuzzy feeling equal is true.
Right.
I mean, you can't make this shit up. You can't.
Yeah, you can't. Should we carry on?
Yes.
Please.
I respond to that?
All right.
Are you being
Now,
no.
I want to finish.
I need some clarification on that point.
Okay.
If God is the precondition of all facts, then how did your adultery come about?
I mean, you know what?
How did God help you in your adultery?
Hold on, Wizard. It could be a tricky answer that could answer on his behalf. It could be it was God's will.
I'm pretty confident about Darth rage quitting right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a high level of certainty. Yeah.
Okay, let's find out.
Towards your wife and family, how was God a
source,
a part of your abusive behavior towards your family?
Good question.
God is there in all facts. Then every time you've been a bad boy, Gary, your God is there.
And that's a fact.
And you don't seem to acknowledge that for some reason. When you behave badly, your God all of a sudden doesn't exist.
The devil made him do it.
You're a bit of a hypocrite, Gary.
James, I'm gonna leave in a second. I'm trying to explain something to you. All right, James, you're 30 years old. You are not acting like a 30-year-old man.
Wow, you're scolding
there he
me on how
goes.
to behave as an adult.
Yeah, no, I am scolding you. Do you know why? It's because I run into this misconception every single day.
No. You're saying you're not
James, okay, here's the question.
I'm gonna let you talk because it's
world.
so entertaining.
James, I'm not going to stop, okay? Because I'm trying to explain something to you.
Sure.
You are not even willing to listen.
I have listened this entire time.
Now, can God? Okay, James. I debate every single day on Discord.
You're not debating.
Doing this for
every single day.
I deal with hundreds and
He's
hundreds of people
argumentative
every
piece
single
of
week.
shit.
Okay.
Sure.
On a scale, you are on the upper end of people that I encounter that are being argumentative. I understand we're going to disagree metaphysically, but what I'm explaining to you right now is what is called a metaphysical entailment. Okay,
sure,
I am not arguing for the existence of God.
As long as you don't, assume,
okay, James, either a fact. James, either a fact, any fact at all.
Have you noticed that James
either or
has not had control of his room since he answered the phone?
Okay. Yeah. Will stand in causal relations to God, or it will not. That is a true dichotomy. Do you understand that?
Or it's totally irrelevant.
Only if God exists. Yeah.
But James, okay, we're not talking about.
No. You're not getting the answers you want. So every time I give you an answer, no, James, we're not talking about this. You're not responding You're not allowing me to talk. You're speaking over me. You're acting immature. You're not acting like an adult.
Good man, good man, good man.
Man,
good man.
this platform is for a conversation.
Nice.
And I just fucking dropped your ass from this fucking chat,
Well
man, because
done.
you are useless at having a conversation, man. So, terrible, man. Terrible argument.
Yes.
And,
Good on you, mate.
yeah, disappointed. Disappointed that we couldn't have an honest conversation about that. So you posed the question, can God exist? Can a fact exist
So he dropped it before he could leave. That's good.
without reference to God? That's essentially your
Hold
argument.
on for a second.
The first answer I gave to that.
Yeah.
This guy is doing what that talking does when he puts somebody
All the
out.
time.
Correct. Yeah. He's trying to say, oh, no, but he's full of shit because blah, 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 blah. He's doing the correct thing now. Yeah. He's been the honest. He's been the man here.
Yeah.
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 I'm
That piece of
impressed.
shit. Yeah. He's
Giving
quick.
a
He's
taste
quick.
of his own medicine right now.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of my sight. Yeah, bitch.
Was yes, that can be true, and that's actually certainly what I believe.
Get the fuck out.
Okay? Yes, a fact exists without the possibility from God.
My room, not yours.
Secondly, Darth Dawkins. The second answer that I gave to that question was
Terrible person,
possibly,
terrible arguments. Exactly.
Possibly, or maybe a fact can exist in reference to God, but you're saying you're not making an argument for God, and any answer I gave you, you were unhappy with.
Mm-hmm.
So what you were looking for a certain course of answers.
It's called
And then
script.
what you did was, especially with my first answer, yes, a fact can exist independently of acknowledging God.
Can you pause it for a sec?
What you then went on to do.
Is there a technical term for that where you're sort of like sheep herding somebody into a dichotomy, you know?
Yeah,
where
you're a bully.
There's got to be some like technical
Gaslight. I don't know.
term for that. Where you're sort of forcing the argument, or
No, it's coercion. It's coercion. He's
There
actually.
you go.
Well, I mean, there are different ways, right? I mean, it's not strictly coercion, right?